we go. It looks like we are live now. Hi, Monica. As usual, Monica got here before me. And you can see we have Ashley Parker here with her really awesome pom-pom earrings.
Thanks.
Oh, and there we go. You know, I have to hit go live on Instagram like 4 times. Do you use StreamYard?
No, not yet.
Ashley? No? Okay. I love it, but like you can't it goes live automatically to YouTube and Facebook, but for Instagram, after you've gone live on StreamYard, you have to go over to Instagram and click go live. And I usually have to click it like 2 or 3 times before it actually works.
That's frustrating. I was actually going to ask you how it functions.
Oh, I love it. Other than that, I love it. I think it's the way that Instagram allows them to connect. The connectivity with YouTube and Facebook is awesome. Hello, Monique, and hello, Sarah. And we had Monica here from the very beginning. So, alrighty. And as usual, we're just going to give it a couple minutes before we really get too far into anything so people have time to show up. So hopefully people have had a nice couple of weeks since I talked to you last. I forget that you can only see part of me here as I'm fixing stuff under my table. And I think y'all know, well, those of you who listen to me ramble often, that we took Kyla to college in Savannah, Georgia last week, Savannah College of Art and Design. So we left on Wednesday and got home on Sunday night. It's like a 12-hour drive.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, it was still like when they have all their stuff, I'm really hoping that this is the only time we have to drive it, because what I would love to do is for her to get just like, there's got to be an inexpensive storage unit that she can rent over the summer, and just like rent a small storage unit over the summer, and so that she can put, you know, the dorm room stuff and everything in there, and then just have suitcase worth of stuff to come home. And yeah, so I'm hoping this is the only time we have to really drive it, and the rest of the time we'll be able to fly, because that's a long drive for Doug to do, because Lord knows I'm not doing it. No, I totally would, but I believe he prefers to be the one who's driving. So yeah, so we took her there to college, and it's Savannah College of Art and Design. So we go to the bookstore, and the bookstore is 3 stories tall. The first floor is like mostly the branded stuff, and you know, and kind of like your general bookstore stuff. And then floors 2 and 3 are a freaking art store.
Oh,
Not only are floors 2 and 3 an art store with both a mini fabric and yarn area, but a few blocks down the street is a live and in-person Blick store, like Dick Blick, the art store. Yeah, actual, real, in-person Blick store.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if it wasn't so hot down there, man.
I know.
I could totally teach. I could teach at Savannah. I have friends who teach at SCAD. I could teach at SCAD, but getting Doug to move wouldn't really be a thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have those sorts of things here, you know, art stores and stuff. I am like, you know, a stone's throw from Manhattan, but yeah, I'm kind of jealous. I loved my university. It was awesome, but I'm still jealous. So yeah, lots of folks. See, that's what I did. I rented the storage unit over the summer. My freshman to sophomore year, I rented a storage unit, and then I ended up in an apartment style dorm that actually had storage units with it.
Oh, wow.
So then I was able to leave my stuff in storage over the summer without having to pay extra.
That's amazing.
So that worked. All right, we're at 12:04, so I usually give people about 5 minutes to show up before we really get going, and it's been about 5 minutes. So as you can see, we have the awesome, amazing, beautiful, talented, really cool Ashley Parker, who wrote Crochet for Friends and has Loopy Lamb, theloopylamb.com is her website. And we are super excited. I had schedule mess up and did not put her down in on today's list of who is going to be here. So I will go back into the description of the video after this and make sure to get Ashley's link to her website and a link to the book. And I know that Monica loves this book because Monica was asking about using the furry yarn when we had the crochet along that was a cape, and I used the the crochet.com, we crochet.
A fairy tale
What is
fur.
it?
It's
Yeah,
fairy tale
not the
fur
fairy
now.
fur, the other
It
one.
used to be fable fur, but they changed the name.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
So I used that for around the hood and around the bottom of it. And Monica was like, do you have any tips on how to use the yarn? And I was like, buy this book because there's awesome tips. I'm like, the patterns kick butt, but even without the patterns, just the section on like great how to use the yarn and everything is really, really worth it. And Monica bought it.
Oh, thank you so
I know
much.
and then the next week she was like, it really helped. So
That's
yeah, so
awesome. I
in
love
addition
hearing
to
that.
awesome patterns.
That I should have brought Elliot. I can see him from across the room. He's staring at me. I should have brought him because I just got all the toys back from the publisher, so I have them now.
Is the penguin in here? I don't remember the
No,
penguin
the
being here.
penguin's on my this guy here.
Yeah.
That's Barker. He's on my website as a free pattern.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember the penguin being on here, but he is fuzzy.
Yeah, there is another penguin, but he's a mini penguin.
Wait.
He's similar. He's a smaller version. So there's like the owl that's there. Like I have a mini owl here on my blog, but there's a bigger version. That one's about this big in the book.
Oh, okay.
Because I got a lot of requests.
So this one's big in the book and this one's little in the book?
Yeah, that one's about this big.
Nice. Cool. And I love the purple monkey. I think I met the purple monkey.
Yes, he was at H&H.
Did you bring him to something?
Yeah, he was at H&H this year.
Okay. I was like, I feel like I've met the purple monkey before.
Yeah. If I'm going somewhere, somebody's coming with me, and it's not actually somebody alive.
Because then you don't have to pay for their plane ticket.
That's right.
Or hotel room.
Always have a roomie.
Totally. Oh, wait. Hold on. Popeye, hi from UK. Hello. Nice to meet you. Popeye Yarn Guys. Love it. Popeye Yarn Company, and it's the Popeye Guys.
Say that 10 times.
Well, we have found a new tongue twister.
Yes.
The website is theloopylamb.com. Hold on a moment. I'm going to copy and paste this into. First, I will toss it in. I believe I have such power. If I toss it in as a comment, it will pop up as a comment on. There we go. On both the YouTube and the Facebook, and I'll pop over here to Instagram and toss it in on there as well. So there are the links in the comments, and I will go back into the description section and add it into the description section after the video, after we are done with the video, because I can't do that during the video. So I will do that. And remember, you can watch replays on YouTube and come back and get the links on YouTube as well. So Ashley, not only are you the awesome author of Crochet Furry Friends, but you also you've designed patterns for Crochet Foundry, and there was one that you designed early on that we just republished in the fall issue, and that is the
pink lemonade clutch.
Oh my god, pink lemonade clutch. Yes, pink lemonade clutch. And I just realized that I did not pull up a picture of that. See, this is on the whatever Wednesday of the month this is. Like I have first, second, third, fourth, so on. Well, I guess first, second, third, fourth. they have the sit and stitches happen at different times, and this is the one where the sit and stitch happens from the 2 hours before this, and so this is the one where I'm most likely to have forgotten to get something ready. I can get my video to work on the sit stitch for a while because I had gotten oh, there you are. You came back. You disappeared for a second. I'd gotten the StreamYard ready, and StreamYard was using my camera.
Oh, okay.
And I was so confused why I couldn't get the video to work. All right, so let's pop over to sharing the screen. And all right, here we go.
There it is.
So this is the pink lemonade purse, and what we did with the there we go. What we did in the fall issue is we republished the pink lemonade purse, and then in addition to that, published some applique patterns. So you can choose, you can change whatever color you want to make your pink lemonade purse, and you can choose the lemon applique that Ashley already has there, or one of these other appliques, or some other applique that you really like. It doesn't have to be one of these, but all of these patterns are in there. And that way you can make this awesome little clutch to fit whatever your style or the season. You can make one for every season. You can make one for if you're going to a tea party, Valentine's Day. This is St. Patrick's Day. This is just cute little flowers. You could make them as stars or as flowers. These are great to add beads to, any of them really. But I just thought it was such a versatile little pattern, and I love the way you did the clasp here, Ashley. I love that. And of course, if you don't want the clasps, you just keep going. You just skip the row that has the hole in it and just go straight across, and then you can use Velcro, or you could make it a buttonhole instead and make a button, or you could sew on snaps, or you could not have a clasp if you're not a clasp person. It's got, Ashley even explains to you how to do the plastic canvas inset in there. So lots of really cool things going on. Monica says,
I was going to say, I really love this when I made this design because it's really only 3 small pieces that you have to crochet. So it works up really quickly. It's actually one of those designs that's so much easier than you think it's going to be because it just uses 1 stitch. And then you use some plastic canvas to line it to give it some structure, because who wants a saggy, lumpy bag, right? So that way you can put whatever you want in it, and it still keeps its shape. So I really liked making this, and my testers did a really good job having fun with it too.
Awesome. And I decided that after I made all of these little appliques, I decided, you know what? Well, I need to make the purse. And what I'm going to do, I've started it. So right now, this is most of piece 1.
Right.
All right. And I think I think this actually might be all of piece 1, because I wasn't going to use that kind of a class. I think I'm just going to use a Velcro, or I have magnetic clasps.
That's what I was gonna say, magnetic snap.
Yeah, I have the magnetic snaps that I'm going to use, that you won't actually see anything on the front. And then what I did was I picked up some little scraps of like nice quality felt, right? And I'm going to attach the appliques onto the felt backgrounds, and then I'll put a magnetic snap on. I'll put one of the magnetic snaps I got isn't really so much a magnet, isn't really so much a snap as it's like a magnet in a little case that you can just sew into something. So I'll put one on the bag, and then I'll put one on the back of each of these little appliques, and then I can just
smart.
Stick on whichever applique I want. So I'm going to be working on that, and I'll share with you guys. But this is piece 1 of pieces 1, 2, and 3, and piece 2 and 3 are the exact same piece because they're the sides.
Yeah.
And then I have plastic canvas. I have a whole sheet up there, but then I have my little scrap pieces over here, which might be right for the sides, but if not, I've got a big piece right up there that you can't see. So, but it's, yeah, and Ashley's directions are really easy to follow. We gave it a second tech edit before publishing it in this issue as well, so now it's been tech edited twice. So it's definitely in a very good pattern to follow. So
I was glad to see that it got a second go around, because I was very excited about it when it went out first. It was my first ever magazine cover.
oh,
So my husband actually is having it printed to frame in my office because I love it so much.
oh, that is so cool. That makes, I'm even more excited. That's awesome. So and yeah, we of course we're super, I was so excited when you said we could do that, because I was like, I want something that, you know, you can just have fun with, like Monique says, you know, something where you can use it to show your own personality. And I was looking through and I saw that one. I'm like, this is perfect, because you can choose your own applique, change your color, choose your applique, and now you have this awesome little bag, and it's such a great size. This would be great to send, especially because of the plastic canvas. You could use this as a pencil case for, you know, a college kid,
Mhm.
or a high school kid. Like it's perfect size for, you know, pencils, or it's perfect size for your crochet hooks.
Yeah,
You could
makeup
make
pen.
yourself a little crochet applique, little crochet hook applique, and stick that on there. So
Yeah, and I love seeing people's customization. So if you're doing it and you're posting, I'd love to see it. When I first started, I had one person like did this great job. It was one of my doll crochet alongs, and she had made this little outfit for the doll, totally customized something I'd made. And she sent me a message, and she's like, I hope you're okay with that. I'm so sorry, but I changed some things because I really wanted to make this way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a genius. This is amazing. Thank you for showing me. This is so cool. And so I always love seeing that, because, you know, why would I be upset by somebody's use of their creativity? I think it's amazing. So yeah, anytime you see a pattern, you can customize it, go for it.
yeah, and that's another reason why we love having you as a guest, is because we love that. Like we're always encouraging people to take a pattern and make it your own.
Yeah.
You know, don't take credit for something that's not yours, but totally take a pattern, make it your own. And we, you know, teach people how to, you know, I love this pattern, but I'd rather make it in this stitch. Okay, well, let's look at the math or geometry of that. Can we do that? And if so, then go ahead, let's do it. Or do we just have to adjust the gauge? Or, you know, there's so many fun things you can do to take a pattern and give it your own personality or your own style. That's still incredibly respectful to the designer. And we love it when there's
Absolutely.
designers who get as excited about people making a pattern their own as we do. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And Ashley was just great when I was like, hey, so I have this idea for the fall issue. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, yay. So I was so excited, and I'll keep sharing photos on socials, and yeah, and you guys just keep on buying the issue. It's over here. Let me just copy and paste it. And Ashley does get a percentage of sales there as one of our contributing designers. So you buy that issue, and you're also helping pay the designers as well. So I just
Mhm.
tossed it in to the comments, and I'll toss it up as a banner. And as always, it's really easy to find. You just go to the website and click on magazine, and the drop down it will have issue, current issue, current edition. Let me double check. It says current issue. So there you go. Ashley, what
Yeah.
do you have going on right now?
As always, I'm working on blog stuff. So I publish new content weekly on my blog, and I'll give you guys a sneak peek of a project that I haven't shared anywhere yet. This is one of my new patterns. He's part of what I call the Candy Corn Cutie Crew. And I've designed this to be in 5 different sizes, from like mini to jumbo. So, because it's one of the things I get as feedback from people is like, well, I really like this, but I want to make it bigger, but I don't want to change the yarn. It's like, okay, well, I can change that easily. I'll just grade it up for you. So they're going to be available in about a week and a half on my blog. So you can see that soon.
That's so brilliant because, people have garments in
Yeah.
various sizes for patterns. But when you make a little toy, it's like, here you go. If you want it bigger, use a chunkier yarn and a bigger hook. If you want it smaller, use a thinner yarn and a smaller hook, which
Yeah.
is a perfectly reasonable thing to say and does work. 100% works. But to use the same yarn and provide a variety of sizes, that is so brilliant. And it gives so much, it has such more added, it has so much more added value that way as well.
Mm.
I mean, one pattern when you're buying a pattern, it usually costs about as much as a skein of yarn.
Yeah.
Um, and now, is this pattern going to be one that's on the site free? Is it going to be one that's for sale? How does that work?
So one of the sizes is going to be available for free. It's going to have a video tutorial as well. And then the rest of the sizes will be in the PDF. And then you'll also have the link to the video tutorial in the PDF as well, where I'll go over all the embroidery and stuff in the video. So that way you can see me doing it, as well as the photo tutorial that is in the PDF as well.
Okay. You cut out when you said which size was going to be on the blog.
Oh, one of the sizes will be on the blog, and then the other 4 will be in the PDF.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. So, no, I love that. I love that. Can you pick it up, show it again?
Sure.
It's just so freaking
I'm
cute.
terrible at the angle, so I hope I'm
No, that's perfect. It's just the giant eyes and the cute little smile. Oh my goodness, that
Thank you.
is so cute. Now when you get to really really big, what are you doing for the eyes?
The biggest size is about this big,
Okay.
and I used 40mm eyes.
Okay, so you did find eyes that were big enough. You didn't have to
Yeah.
like make your own with felt or anything.
Oh no, I have there's a woman who runs a safety eyes business local to me. She's fantastic.
Nice.
Her name's Rebecca. She runs Chateau Bornay Crochet. And I get all my safety eyes from her. And even when I have a crazy idea, I'm like, so Rebecca, I have this idea. And she's like, just tell me what we need. And then she figures it out and then she lists it on her site. So if you're making my pattern and you want those exact eyes, you can grab them from her. And
Nice. That was going to be my next question. I love that not only do you have them, figure it out with her. That's so awesome. You figure it out with her to get this what you need, but then it's available to all of your customers. Because what really stinks is when like there's something awesome, some awesome accessory to a pattern or something, and then you can't get it
yeah.
because it was like only in-person store and you don't have that store near you, or you have mobility issues or whatever. So to provide, I'm assuming you probably provide the link to it in
Oh yeah.
the PDF. Yeah. So I love that. That's so smart. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check her out too because I could use some safety eyes.
Yeah, and anytime I can like support a locally owned or small women-owned business, I'm absolutely for it. And it started when I first was looking for safety eyes. I wanted the Beanie Baby safety eyes, and they're sinker styles eyes, but at the time nobody really knew that. And so I went to Rebecca and I said, "Hey, can we talk about how do we get eyes like this?" And so we kept trying like different eyes and we'd get a little closer and then we get a little closer. And then one day we're like, we've got them. Let's do it.
I love it. That is so cool.
So yeah, she hand paints them. They're fantastic. The bigger the eyes are, I mean, because hers are actually like really well made. They're not like have the flimsy backs where they just rip off. Like they're really solid. So
Nice.
the bigger they are harder to put on with the blanket yarn, but absolutely worth the effort.
Cool. Very cool. So that's awesome, guys. So you can use the link that Ashley provides with her patterns, and you can get really good quality, the same exact eyes she's using. They're good quality. They're going to stay on. They're actual safety eyes. They're not going to come off when somebody is playing with them or whatever. I mean, you still want to follow your advice of whatever it is, under age of 3 or whatever, go ahead and just embroider those suckers on. But other than that, they are safety eyes, so they tend to be really good. Nobody makes a safety eye that's
impermeable,
considered acceptable for ages. I think it's 3 and under or whatever. I think Yeah, that's always just we recommend using and you can embroider it on or you can cut it out of felt and sew it on. But yeah, that's actually
Absolutely.
maybe a little tutorial we should do at some point is what to do in place of safety eyes for the under 3 crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or Ashley could do that one and then I don't have to because Ashley's got all these things. I'm just giving you more stuff to do in case you were bored.
Oh, yes, I'm always bored.
If you do it first, let me know. If I do it first, I'll let you know, and then
Okay.
something tells me it's not going to be me.
Runs a magazine. I don't know. All your spare time.
Yes, exactly. All my massive amounts of spare time. I
Yeah.
will totally get to that. So, um, now, okay, we have Crochet Furry Friends, and this is your very first book, right?
Right.
Right. And then, do you have any other books?
I have written 2.5 other books since
Okay.
then. Do I have them here? I do. So I wrote this book called Publish. This is my author copy, hence the sign here. But it's called Publish It Yourself. It's where I teach crafters how to publish their own books, so that way they can publish their creativity on their own terms. And that's available on Amazon.
I have a question about that one.
Sure, maybe.
Because it was something I meant to ask you and I totally forgot, and so now I'm just going to ask you live. I know it's specifically geared towards crafters,
Mhm.
but if somebody were just publishing like a fiction book or whatever, would that help them?
Yes.
Okay.
The only caveat I add when I'm asked that question is that it's not going to give you guidance on how to write fiction, right? It's not going to be like, this is paragraph structure, this is grammar,
Right.
like where there are other books that do that.
Mm-hmm.
This will not give you that.
But that will give you the information it gives on actually how to publish it yourself as opposed
Yes.
to writing it.
Yes.
How to
Yeah.
publish it yourself is totally relevant for a fiction writer as well.
Yes. Like, and
Okay, cool.
there's pricing and sizing and all that stuff is involved.
Beautiful, because I had a friend who was asking, who was thinking about publishing, and that was one of the options I gave them. Gave them, and I said, I have a friend who like just wrote a book about this. I'll have to ask, and then I forgot because
And then I wrote this book with Julie Desjardins. And
one of my other favorite Canadian. I have a couple favorite Canadians, and you two are definitely on there.
Thank you.
With Monique.
It's called Teaching Crochet, and this one is specifically for yarn stores because as crocheters, many of us have been there where we go into a yarn store and they can't support a crocheter or you don't feel welcome because they're so knit focused. And so we want to take the stigma out of going to your local yarn store and helping them be more comfortable with crochet lingo and teaching crochet classes. So in this book, we actually lay out a crochet program for a yarn store so that way they can themselves learn how to crochet, learn how to teach crochet, and then subsequently bring more of us into their store to buy yarn and find our communities there.
Awesome. And you said you had 2.5 others.
Half, yes. The other half is I'm working on another crochet pattern book, and that is supposed to be released next fall. And we're just at the half point deadline now. I'm very excited about it. Remember I mentioned when we started that my office is full of boxes. That's why it's filled with boxes. It's all the samples and all the yarn for that book project.
Awesome. Is there anything you can tell us about it?
It is a overlay mosaic crochet book, and it's very cool. Or at least I think
I love
so.
that. And actually, Ashley had the hat and mittens that you did for Crochet Foundry a couple years ago. Was
Tapestry
mosaic crochet, right?
No, that one was tapestry crochet.
That was tapestry crochet. Okay.
Yeah.
That was before I owned the magazine, but I remembered it. I was like, I'm picturing it in my mind and I couldn't remember. Yeah. Tapestry crochet. If you're just remembering it, it makes pretty little pictures, just like the mosaic.
Yeah.
So the overlay mosaic is where you're using every row uses both colors. So you use 2 colors at a time. Every row explain it.
That's inset.
That's
So inset is you work 2 rows at a time in one color.
okay.
For overlay, you work 1 color per row. Right? So
Hmm.
you have 2 setup foundation rows, 1 of each color, and then the subsequent rows build on top of that. I have a mini
Oh,
project
right.
here.
So that one drops down. That's why it's overlay, because
Right.
the white is dropping over the green
Yes.
is dropping over the white.
It's upside down.
Very cool. Okay.
So yeah, you can see these are the drop down stitches that Jesse's mentioning, right? And then so you use your drop down stitches and the let's call it negative space for lack of a better term, the single crochets to create your image. So if you can do single crochet and double crochet, you can do this and create some really cool
And
graphic pictures with it.
since each row or round is only one color,
Yep.
you don't have to worry about keeping track of which one and how many times it's wrapping over each other, what to do with, or it just, yeah, and of course it also means that it's just, I think the only every round having one color, it's a little easier than, going in front of and behind the other. I like them both. Is what's the technique that you call the other one? Is it
Either in called inset or interlocking. It's
interlock was what
they
I
use
yeah.
them kind of interchangeably, the terms.
Yeah. So I know that I'm about to review a book that's it's being sent to me that I believe is interlocking mosaic crochet. So that'll be cool. That one's coming out like this fall, and then yours on the overlay mosaic crochet is coming out next fall. And those who have the fall issue of Crochet Foundry will see that we had an interlocking mosaic crochet pattern in this one.
Mm.
Um, we have 2 mosaic crochet patterns, and I'm trying to remember if the other one is also interlocking or if it is. Oh, so we have. Oh, let me pop over to this. Okay, that
That's
is
interlocking.
interlock mosaic crochet one, and then there is this one, which
Overlay.
is also, yeah. Okay, so they both are.
Are they? Because that one could be
This
overlay
one
too.
might be overlay. Actually, I think this one is overlay. So I think we actually have one example of each. This one I know for certain is the interlocking. Yeah, and I think this one is actually overlay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I'm
there
pretty
we go.
confident it's overlay.
Yeah. So awesome. So we have one example of each in this issue, and so this overlay is what Ashley is working on, and it'll be out next fall. And then actually this fall there's a book coming out that I'm going to be reviewing with this technique. So that is really cool. And I love them both. Like,
Mhm.
I really do. They have a different look and they each have their own pros and cons.
Absolutely.
So now do you do both, or do you all like to just stick to this one?
I can do both, but I prefer overlay because I feel like I have more flexibility with the technique than I do with the interlocking. But that could just be because I don't do interlocking as much as I do overlay, right?
Exactly. It could just, and yeah, like I said, they both have their pros and cons. I feel like the interlocking is really good for really seriously geometric
Yes.
things, and it because it does give you really sharp corners and everything. um so but I feel like the overlay, like if you want to have more kind of shape to it, yeah, like you were
Mhm.
saying, you almost feel like you have a little bit more control as a designer with the
Yeah.
overlay.
Yeah, and you can create like curved lines and different
Yeah.
things where it's harder to get that from an interlocking technique without meshing in another technique as well.
Yeah.
So,
So, and it's probably, I think it's um from a learning standpoint, from like a being new to it standpoint, I definitely like, whereas I mix up the names sometimes, if I stop and think, then it makes sense. But I still don't always stop and think. I find that it's a lot easier to pick up the the overlay one and just go with the interlocking one. Sometimes if I'm not really paying attention, I'll go on the wrong side and make a mistake with that. The nice thing though, as far as the fall issue goes, is within this pattern, she does explain what to do if you've gotten something on the wrong side. I believe that was in this pattern.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, there's ways to fix them.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, okay, so I'm really looking forward to that, Ashley. I'm guessing probably as you get to the point where you're putting that out, do you have any patterns on the Loopy Lamb that oh, you know what? Yeah, do you
I
have any
have
patterns on the Loopy Lamb?
no free mosaic patterns right now. I have a couple of paid ones in my Ravelry and Etsy shops. And I am in the process of currently creating some free resources on my blog and YouTube channel, and I'll be having a crochet along in the new year.
Okay, can you say that last bit again because you were cutting in and out?
That's okay. I was just saying I'm going to have a crochet along for Mosaic Crochet in the new year, but I want to have those resources in place to reference during the crochet along to make it easier for folks.
Awesome. So that guys, totally something to look forward to. Obviously, we're going to have you come on again when you're maybe a couple more times, whatever you want to do. We can do it like before your crochet along to kind of get people all excited for it, and then again before the book comes out, or right when the book is coming out, or whatever. You can see here on her site under crochet patterns, you have a whole bunch of different options, and then you can always just click on all crochet patterns. And are these only going to show the ones that are free on your website?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to see the ones that are the sale patterns, you will find those when you click on the
just when you go to Ravelry or Etsy.
Okay, on Ravelry or Etsy. Okay. So, and if you go to Ravelry or Etsy, just look up the Loopy Lamb. Oh, and here we go. Down at the bottom, there's links for Ravelry and Etsy. So you don't even have to search them. You can just find the links at the bottom of her site. So you can see we have some really cute Halloween patterns here. Free doll clothes. That's adorable. Oh my goodness. I love the little roundup there.
Thank you. Well, actually, while you're there, I have some new resources on the blog that actually your readers might enjoy. If you go to resources and then click the drop down, and then it should say calculators. It's really little for me to see. At the bottom, calculators and tools.
Oh yeah, calculators and tools.
Yeah. If you click on that.
Got it.
Something I was working on.
Everything goes a little slow when we're live.
Of course. Something I was working on this summer, if you scroll down, I've added a bunch of different calculators and tools for crocheters. So one of them is design your own blanket tool. So you make a little swatch and it'll tell you what you need, how much yarn you need, how many stitches, how many rows to make your own blanket. And then if you want to calculate how much yarn you have left in a yarn skein, if you want to calculate how many yards you have left in a yarn skein, you can go to the yardage calculator, type in your information into the little form, click go, and it'll tell you how much yarn you have left there. And the same thing with your project yardage. If you sell and you want to find out how many yards of yarn you used, you enter your information, click go, and it'll tell you how much yarn you used.
That is so cool. All right, I just noticed that I had my screen on banners and not on comments, so we missed a bunch. So let me go back in case there's any questions. All right, we have people saying hi. Oh, here, hold on, I have to turn that banner off. And we'll pop back over to Ashley and I. And let's see. Oh, candy corn. Oh, we did the individual pattern. The individual patterns. Oh, from the magazine. No, you can't buy the individual patterns necessarily from the magazine. But the cost of the magazine is like the cost of 3 patterns, and there's over 3 patterns and a whole bunch of other really awesome information in there. So totally worth it. And it's also less expensive if you buy it as a subscription. So you can do that as well. Oh, is this
That's
the
Rebecca's
buttons place, the
Instagram.
eyeball place?
Yep.
Yes,
Thanks, Sarah.
Sarah's awesome with that.
I don't even
All
know how
right,
to access the comments. So.
Ola Joe saying hi, and everybody's saying hi to
Hello.
Ola Joel. Let's see. Here we go. Ashley, you're a walking book. Love all the knowledge you share with us in the world. Totally.
Oh, thank
Right?
you.
And
So sweet.
no, between the publishing your own books book and how to knit with the fur yarn, or how to crochet with the fur yarn. I don't know where knit came from. How to crochet with the fur yarn, and then those resources. Those freaking resources are awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, we're saying hi. Dipping your toe. Sarah started dipping her toes into overlay mosaic, which is really neat. Nice. One is overlay, one is see. Sarah was on me when I was like, I think they're both. No, she knew already. Look at this. Sarah is on it. All right, so we got caught up on the comments there. Awesome.
Okay,
We got all your questions answered. Does anyone else have any questions for Ashley? I'm taking a look. I don't see any questions over here on Instagram. So here we go. I added in the calculator tool thing. Sarah says that she does try to be on top of things, and she definitely is. So I love your earrings. Did you make them?
I did. Thank you. I actually have a tutorial for them on my blog and YouTube channel.
Hey, nice. Is that under crochet patterns? Where would they find that?
I believe it's under crochet patterns.
Okay. And you could probably type in earrings in the search bar.
Yeah, you can just type in earrings and you'd find it in the search. But yeah, I show you how to make two different kinds. These ones with the chains, and then ones with that have like little sticks. So that way, if you can't find one, you can use the other. But yeah, that's how I use up all my scrap yarn. I'm always just like, oh darn, I need to make new earrings.
Oh, bummer.
And oh darn.
And the naked snail says, hello. Wouldn't a naked snail be a slug? No. No, because there it is, right there, naked snail. Very cute. I like that.
I'm gonna have to tell my daughter, she's obsessed with snails. All of our friends call our house the snail. My daughter, she's obsessed with snails. And she brings home snails. So my friends call our house the snail house, because if you come, there's always like snails on the windows, because she brings like handfuls of them home in her pockets, because the boys at school have been like crushing them. So she rescues them and puts them in her pockets to bring them home. And so now they're all over my porch and my front window.
Aw, because the boys are crushing them, mean boys.
Yeah, she's like, I need to save them, Mom. You can't get mad at her either. You're just like,
no, okay, because it's so sweet.
I know. I love kids.
And if she's only bringing them home from school, it's not like she's, messing with the ecosystem or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the insides of her pockets aren't pretty, but.
Hope she doesn't put any food in there as well,
Oh, she probably does. She's always got to feed something, or, currently we are rehabilitating a mantis, It looked hurt and it was walking funny. So she has it in a little container, and she goes and she has we give her like allowance, and she goes and gets crickets at the pet store. And so it seems to be walking fine. So it's going back into the wild this week. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Abby's rehabilitation home for injured insects. And
I was going to say, is it all insects that she does? Is it all bugs. Like
mostly bugs? Also frogs. She loves frogs.
Is it an entomologist that does? Is that bugs?
Yep.
Insects? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. She wants to be, what is it called? A zoologist? Is it? No, not zoologist. Maybe. She is really, really loves extinct animals. So we just came back from the UK, and the highlight of the trip for her was to go to the the British Natural History Museum, because they had the most preserved um, thylacine left in the whole world. So she's like, take my picture with it. She's like freaking out over this
The
stuffed
most preserved
animal.
what?
It's called a thylacine, or a Tasmanian tiger. And
Oh.
it's an extinct animal from, I think it's New Zealand. And she's like is in love with this animal. She knows everything about it. And so yeah, that's what she wants to do, is protect animals from becoming extinct.
Sarah wanted to be a paleontologist when she grew up, when she was a little.
That's awesome.
But so is she all excited about the whole direwolf thing then?
Oh yes. Oh my gosh, she's watched that video so many times. And the crazy thing is, I saw it on the news and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Abby, come look." And then she comes over and I don't even remember now, but she's like, "Oh, it's that company, right? They're also working on bringing back the thylacine, Mom." And I'm like, "How do you know this?" She's 8. So she's very excited about the
I was just
direwolf.
going to say, how old is she? She's 8. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, so yeah, no, that is definitely her. That is her thing, man. The
Yeah.
whole extinction. I love it. That is so cool. Yeah, somebody said that they were going to bring back the dodo, but I don't know if they were serious or not. But like, dude, if they brought back the dodo bird, and like a generation or so from now, somebody will see some, old TV show or something where somebody says something went the way of the dodo, and they'll be like, "What? What do they mean they went the way of the dodo?"
Like, what does that even
Because
mean?
do they say that? Does they say that in Canada? I mean, it's all the
Yeah.
same language, so I would
Yeah.
imagine they do. When something like is extinct or no more, it went the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
If they bring back the dodo, they're totally going to ruin that expression.
I know. You must boycott.
Uh, no, but I love, we're very into this conversation does actually relate, because the winter issue of Crochet Foundry is going to be focusing on like upcycling and just being more eco-conscious and everything. Um, so that eco-consciousness that we most of us try to have, because there are species of animals and plants and everything that are going extinct, not because of natural events, but
Mhm.
because of things that we've done.
Yeah.
Um, and, you know, yeah, not only can that be sad, but it can also totally mess the environment up,
Mhm.
because it's all interlocked. And so when you lose this one, that one might have been, hey, I hate mosquitoes. I wish they'd go extinct. But mosquitoes are food for so many other species, that if
Right.
you lose the mosquitoes, then maybe you lose these species that then cause you to lose that species. And it becomes this horrible chain reaction. And so by being more ecologically sound, even just with how we knit or crochet, by making pom-pom earrings with your scraps instead of adding them to a landfill, you're being more, you're helping keep that sort of stuff from happening. So it's all connected when it comes right down to it. And there are ways you can be more ecologically sound as a crocheter, that doesn't not only does it not have to cost you money, it can actually help save you money as well.
I
So
was just gonna say, like, one of my favorite, like, I love, like, using crochet to thrift or to, like, be eco-friendly, and so you know what I do? Like, when my kids rip a hole in their pants, my daughter loves it, I crochet her like, a little heart, and we cover it with a crochet patch, right? And then she loves it, and, like, my son's very tactile, so for him, that's, like, great because it's, like, now a fidget thing, so he'll sit there and go like this,
Aw.
and so he's getting older, so he doesn't love it so much. But Abby, she's just like, yeah, Mom, let's put a star this time. And you can use crochet to add patches or replace ripped pockets. I've done that in Granny Square Pocket.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. I saw somebody shared a video of Ryan Reynolds with a puppy.
Okay.
Um, And once I was able to peel my eyes away from the adorable little puppy and Ryan Reynolds, I noticed he had on, I think it was like a polo shirt, right?
Mhm.
But the polo shirt, on the edges of the collars were like maybe 2 rows of single crochet, and
No
the
way.
pocket was a single crochet pocket. And I was like, oh, 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 it was so cool. It was
That's
like
awesome.
they had just replaced the pocket, or didn't have a pocket, but it was a pocket that was single crochet, that was like, it was with a variegated yarn. And so like they had crocheted it like back and forth a bit vertically and then a bit horizontally. And then they did like a little border around 3 of the sides to make this
Mhm.
little rectangle that kind of had some texture looking to it, and then sew that on, and then they just crocheted like 2 rows of single crochet around the edge and the point of the collar, and it added a little something extra, and it was crochet, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. And so here you can up your style with it, or as Ashley was saying, you're extending the life of something. When you're talking about little kids, man, if they haven't grown out of it, you don't want to get rid of it, because you're on constantly buying new stuff because they grew out of it. To have to get rid
Yeah.
of it before they've grown out of it is a major bummer, right? And sometimes you can even extend the life if they've grown out of something, depending on how they've grown out of it and where your skill set is.
Yeah.
Um, which are all things we're going to explore in the winter issue. So yeah, that all, it saves you money as a
Yeah.
crocheter, because you're not having to buy as much stuff. And when you're talking about an adult, you know, your clothes have to last even longer. If you're trying to be ecologically sound as an adult and go with like the slow fashion movement and everything, um, your clothes have to last even longer because you're not growing out of them. Um, so then there's things like, adding, when you have maybe your favorite sweatshirt has gotten crinkly edges on the, you can replace that with some crochet or whatever. What are some of your other favorite tips on being ecologically sound here?
Well, I was just gonna say before I get into that, I was just gonna say that your purse idea with the magnets, that's an amazing idea, right? Like you have one purse and then you can change it up for every season, make it look new, but it's still the same item and you're not buying more, making more. Like that's great for being eco-friendly. But yeah, for me, I try to make, like you said, extend the life of items as long as I can. And I try to use my scraps where I can. So even if it's not, say, earrings, I'll make a big ball and then I'll use that ball to knit stuff, or you know anytime that I can use crochet to fix or improve something, then I try to do that.
Nice, nice, awesome. Cool. Any other awesome things? I mean, is any other awesome things we should know about you? I know there's a lot of awesome things everybody should know about you. Ashley happens to be not only one of my favorite Canadians, but also one of my favorite people. And I am very happy to say Ashley is my friend. So, you know, we can have her on as often as she wants. So, what else do we need to know?
I think you should all buy the Crochet Foundry Fall Edition, not just because I'm in it, because I think Crochet Foundry is awesome. And thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time out and coming and hang out with Jesse and I, because, as much as we love to hang out, we also love having you with us.
Definitely, definitely. So, I know some people showed up a little later. Do not fret. You can watch the rerun you can watch this recorded on YouTube. And I'm going to go in there and get all the links into the description on the various sites. And the YouTube one will be under the Lunch with the Foundry playlist. So you can watch the rerun and you can get those links really nice and easily. We'll make sure to get the links to your books there, Ashley, and that freaking calculator section that in the resources. Check out the loopylamb.com. Click onto the resources. Not only are the patterns fab,
Thank you.
everything is written really well. Ashley does write her patterns very, very well. As somebody who has to have patterns tech edited, I know that Ashley's don't take as long to tech edit as some other ones. So that's always nice. That means that they've been already written well, even before they've been tech edited. And of course the resource center, really awesome information there. So Ashley's got an awesome brain that she shares with us, so we love
Thank you.
that.
So now my head's going to be this big. I won't be able to get out of here.
And she's nice and pretty too, and changes her glasses to match things.
It's true. They change.
Ashley does have a pair addiction.
I do. I do. I need to get new glasses. And I mean, I'm already locked in. I'm just going to get the same frames and probably more toppers.
I love it. I need new glasses, and I'm seriously debating doing that when I get my new script. So
yeah, they're way too fun.
I'll have to check with you if you have like if they have like an affiliate link or something.
They do.
Yeah,
I think you get $25 off if I give it to you. So
okay, well, you get something too.
I think so.
Cool. So you'll have to send me that information, because
Will do.
I have an eye doctor's appointment this month. So I know I'm getting a new script. So I'm going to need, and plus, if you, this one right here is held on with Elmer's glue.
Oh no. Steve did his broke there too, and he took thread and wrapped it around and then super glued the thread, and it became essentially like a cement. It held on for months until I was like, okay, like you can get new glasses.
What a smart thing to do.
Yeah, we're always fixing things to try and make them last.
Yeah, I mean, like, super glue is awesome, but you put the thread in there and it gives it the fiber. It's kind of like the rebar in the concrete.
That's what he said. So I mean, I think he just kept them around for so long because he'd take them off and be like, "Look at this. This is how I did it." Because I mean, it was very clever.
Yes, yes.
Tell everybody how clever it is.
Yeah, and again, ecologically sound. You know, if there wasn't anything else wrong with them, like in my case, it's also fuzzy. Things are fuzzy. Yeah. I definitely need a new script. So yes, I do need new glasses. And since the frame is broken, I can't just put a new script in the old glasses. So
yeah,
I am at the point where I definitely need a new script. But yeah, you know, ecologically sound too. He was
That's
being
right.
responsible. All right, we have a few more questions and then we should go. Sarah, yes, Sarah has pair. I know that. Monique would like to know when the candy corn pattern will be available.
It should be out. I believe the date is the 25th. So
Okay.
it's part of a blog hop. So it's about a week or two away, but I believe it's the 25th. If you're part of my newsletter or you follow me on social media, you'll see there when it becomes live.
Okay, and so if they go to the loopylamb.com, I closed it so that we will stop cutting out so much, so I closed my other windows. But if they go to the loopylamb.com, is there a really easy way to find how to sign up for your newsletter?
I believe there's still a thing on the side that says you can sign up for the newsletter. There's one midway through the screen, and then if you go to any of the pages and you scroll for a second, it'll pop up and say, "Hey, do you want to be in the loop?" And you can sign in there.
Cool. I love that you want to be in the loop, because
I'm all for the puns.
love it. Yeah. Okay, cool. So definitely sign up for Ashley's newsletter. You'll know when things are coming out. The candy corn pattern is going to be close to the end of the month, which is fine because this is only September.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, if it's going to come out on like the you say 28th-ish?
25th.
25th-ish, then you can definitely have any of the sizes made in time for Halloween decorations. So that is awesome sauce. And Monique, you're in Canada as well, so you can definitely order those eyes and not have to worry about shipping issues. You know, I'm not sure what the shipping will be like for people who are not in Canada for the eyes, but Monique, you are in Canada, so you will not have a problem with that. So awesome. And new glasses again. Yep, it's always the glasses, man.
Yep.
Cool.
Every 2 years.
Thank you so much, Ashley. It was awesome to have you here. We love having you here. We love your books, and I just, you know, I love you because you're my awesome friend. So, and thank you so much for being willing to for allowing us to republish your pattern in the fall issue and to share some additional appliques to to make it even more awesome. It was already beyond awesome, and now we've given you some more ideas on how you can take that awesomeness and make it even more your own, which is just super fun. So
My pleasure. I'm
yeah,
so glad that you like it.
yeah, and I love that you made the plastic canvas frame that goes inside of it, because it makes it easier to put things in and out. It just makes it look more like a nice professionally finished look. And you can also use it, like I said, like use it as a pencil. It's that nice shape and size that it would work for like a pencil case or whatever. My daughter gets so excited when she gets like cute extra little pencil cases and stuff like that. So, but she's an artist, so of course it's that artist in us. All
Yes.
right. Well, we should go. So
Oh,
I'm
thank you
gonna
so much for having me. I
end
really
the
appreciate
live here.
it.
All
Okay.
right. So if you want to stick around here for a second, Ashley,
Right.
you'll stay on after I end it. So we're going to say bye to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.